What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bring you incredible guests from all over the world, so sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest grew up as a gifted athlete. After getting hit by a truck and getting thrown 36 feet and nearly losing his life and losing his dream of becoming a professional runner, he has founded QE Strong, a company dedicated to utilizing unique, all-natural solutions to improve people's health. Please welcome Rob Renee. Rob, welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, that is quite the story and a lot to overcome in the lifetime. I mean, I think for a man to have his eyes set on being a professional athlete and losing that dream is kind of devastating. So can you kind of talk us through how you recovered from that and where you are today?
Yeah, sounds great. It literally was devastating. It was one of those things where, I was just on the rise. I'd just done everything right. I was working really hard. I was training hard. I've been training for 10 years and finally made the U.S. junior team. We got a scholarship to a really awesome school. And the reason I went to that school is they'd produce professional runners after school. And this was, a long time ago, right? And but I was so excited about that. And then I just had gotten won a international race against 5 different countries, and I was just like, man, I'm on my way to being that professional runner I wanted to be. And then bam, that winter I got hit by that truck, and it really did ended my running career, and it really put me in a downward spiral. I literally couldn't be around a track or a runner or people who were athletes because it would remind me of my failure, and it wasn't necessarily my failure, right? I realized, but at the same point, when you get really depressed and you get anxiety and you get just depression, you want to avoid all of those things. And so it took me a really, really long time to accept that I was no longer able to have my dream, and I eventually went into the corporate world and had a successful career in technology. But then I got hit by, I call it the second truck.
Yeah.
But instead of a physical truck, this one was a truck that almost all of your listeners can relate to. I think it's really important. That truck, in what I'm calling the second truck, is the pandemic that we all have been living through the last number of years. That also devastated me in the respect that I lost my sales job because I was traveling, and travel stopped.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
how do you do that job when you can't travel? And so they downsized the organization. I'm like, oh my gosh, now what, right? So I started to go through that same devastation, but then I just thought, there's a reason I'm going through this, right? And I'm a faithful person. I believe in God, and I believe that God saved me that day, right? That I really believe I'm on this earth for a reason, and I couldn't really understand what it was. And after this second truck, I think the Lord was waking me up. So I started doing research on the medical field and the medical industry, and it's like, why are they telling us to do these things, and then why are they suppressing so much information?
Yeah.
So I started realizing that the Mockingbird media, if you go to research Mockingbird media, how bad our media is and how controlled our media is, that was the first wake up point for me. Is like, oh my gosh, we are literally being lied to. And I didn't realize that. So that got me really mad too, right? I'm like, what the heck? I'm I was 50 some years old, and I felt like I'd been lied to my entire life. I'm like, how is that possible? We live in the United States of America. We're the land of the free. We're the land of the open. And then I realized that, oh my gosh, the propaganda that we're being fed is worse than North Korea. And it's like, how is that possible? It's so frustrating because I had this wonderful vision of our country, right? A wonderful vision of our journalists, a wonderful vision of just our society. And then, when you see those types of things, it really gets you frustrated and upset. and mad. So I kind of went through one of those periods that you go through in a loss of a loved one, right? You go through the grieving process, and I grieved. I got mad, and then I'm like, okay, I got to do something about this. And so during all this research I was doing, I think the Lord led me to this discovery of these quantum energy solutions. And like you said, yeah, thank you. There's QE Strong is the name of the company we founded. And the story behind it is really fascinating because these products are helping people all naturally. And when I first was introduced to it, my friends like, hey, I originally was going to try to help, this new world that we were in with supplements. I'm like, I'll craft, custom supplements for people. And that's going to be my contribution to the health world. And then as I started crafting them, I found this gentleman who's helping me craft them. And he's like, hey, have you ever heard of quantum energy? I'm like, quantum what?
Yeah.
So I had no clue what he was talking about. And so then he introduced me to these skin patches. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to put this little thing on your body and it's going to do something? Yeah. I was like, it looks, like a patch. What? Right. Great. But what is it doing? So anyway, fast forward, I learned a ton about what, and research. The last 2 years, I've been researching this like crazy and learning how sophisticated our body is. God made us amazing bodies. Yeah. And our immune system is amazing if we feed it the right things, right? Yeah. So if you cure your core, you can solve a lot of your health issues just by fixing your gut, and then your body starts operating this way it's supposed to be. And you give it the right minerals, right? You give it the right water, and give it the things that your body needs, and then God will, the way He built your system, it can cure itself in a lot of cases, which is super cool. But then I found out, since we are made of energy, that these frequencies of like our product does, it can interact with your body. I'm like, how does that work, right? And so I started doing research. I don't know if you ever heard of Dr. Emoto. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Dr. Emoto, if your community wants to do a YouTube search just on Dr. Emoto, EMOTO, and you can look at his rice experiments and his water experiments. And he's got this book that's called Hidden Messages in Water. And it's fascinating because what he does is these studies, he's passed away now, but when he was alive, he did these studies on the effects of external things on water and external things on rice. His rice experiment is fun because it's really visual. He takes these 3 jars of rice, and he has 1 jar of water and rice. So he has the 3 jars. One of them he swears at, and he gets mad at, and he's angry. And then the second one he loves, and he has a good interaction and a positive interaction with the second one. And the third one he just totally ignores. And so he does this for 30 days. Okay. And at the end of the 30 days, it's just ridiculous when you see these 3 jars of rice, because the one that he is literally mad at and angry at is all gross and moldy and disgusting. And the one that he speaks light into and love is basically still white. Yeah. And the one that he ignored is almost as bad as the one that he speaks those bad intentions. So he literally is proving out that the words that you say and has a physical impact on something else. Yep. And then he has done studies on prayer, where prayer does the same thing. And it even has how the effect of those external intentions and external vibrations, basically, a frequency, have on water. And then he shows these crystal structures before and after, and it's just beautiful. It's amazing what he has done. So then I learned, okay, these frequencies are real. Well, they do impact your body, and then there are good and bad frequencies, right? Like your frequencies aren't weird either. I think that's one of the most important things to relay to people is you use your cell phone. Guess what you're using? You're using frequencies, right? You're driving your car down the road and you're changing the dial. What are you changing? You're changing your radio, and your radio is using a frequency to communicate to your car. And if you think how complex that is, think about, driving 75 miles down the road and there's 300 cars near you,
Yeah.
And you can dial into a specific frequency, and you don't like that one, you change to a different frequency and have different music. So it's very complex.
Yeah.
But at the same point, nobody thinks about that being complex because just I'm using my radio. So when we explain it to people that way, then they start learning that these patches aren't strange.
Right.
It's just using technology that's already out there. And this quantum technology is kind of the study of small. And the study of small, so we put these little, we spray these patches with a crystalline structure. So the little microscopic crystals, and crystals can hold information. So we program those crystals with frequencies and intentions, like we just talked about with Dr. Emoto.
Right.
And then we put Bible verses onto the patches as well. And so when you apply it to your body, you have those frequencies connecting to the energy system in your body, and it helps with certain medical issues. Pain relief is our biggest product, and it's been just amazing the impact it's had on people. It's just super exciting to help people who've been had chronic pain for sometimes decades and sometimes just devastating pain, and then they use this product, and it's like transformative for them. It's just like awesome, right? You're really, really helping people, and that got me super excited. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. We need to take this out to the world. And so that's when we created QE Strong, and I figured the best way to try to talk about the product. There we go. We got our allergy. We have 14 different products. So anti-anxiety, allergy release, like you showed, immune boost. We have the pain relief. That's the marquee one. That's the cool thing about pain relief is when you're in pain, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're like, okay, I've got either a headache or geez, my shoulder's been bothering me for years, and it's chronic pain. And chronic pain is different than acute pain.
Right.
Acute pain is like you fall down and hit your head, and you have an injury, and you have pain related to that. But acute chronic injuries is something that has over time just continued to evolve. And and it's really bothersome to people. So there's literally millions and millions of people in our country who are suffering from chronic pain, and our product is awesome at helping with that chronic pain, because when it connects to the energy system in your body, it's basically interrupting the signal from the pain to your brain. Wow. So it's pretty cool. We've done some studies, and there have been some studies done, and they use these little EEG technology. Like this is the Muse 2, where you put it on your brain, and you put it on your head, and it measures your brain waves.
Oh wow!
Right? And so what we've proven is that when you put a patch on, it connects to the energy system within 5 seconds. So you can tell that. And then on these studies, people came in with pain, and then we introduce them into all the same environment. And when they introduced to the solution, they have this more sophisticated hat on with all those wires that come out of it. You've seen those hats?
Yeah.
Those are EEG monitors, and it can measure all your brain waves. And then when you're in pain, your brain's going like this because it's interacting with a problem. It's like I'm dealing with something. And so that's why when people are in pain, it's hard for them to concentrate. It's hard for them to do things because their body is just in stress.
Yeah.
And it's really cool when it starts working, because then you literally see the brainwaves start smoothing out instead of going up and down, because the brain is no longer having to deal with that issue, that stress, because all of a sudden when they realize, it's not all of a sudden an epiphany where it's like, oh, I'm really, really in pain, and boom, it's gone. Right. Just all of a sudden you're like, hold it. Hey, I don't feel that anymore. And it's just when people do that, it's just so much. The reaction is really super fun to see, because people are really surprised. They're like, oh my gosh, this really works. That's the thing I hear all the time.
I love it.
Like, I do. It does. It's so much fun. So just to be able to help people and try to get people off of big pharma drugs.
Oh God, yeah.
It's just really important.
You had addiction. You fought some addiction.
Yeah, I did. I was addicted to alcohol for a long time. When I was in that sales career, gosh, I was just so frustrated that I fell into this. I call it a trap, in the respect that I was told to go to school, graduate from high school, go to college, get your college degree, and then you got to go work for a company, and then you got to work for that company forever, and hopefully you get a 401k big enough and you work till you're 65 or 70, and then you can finally enjoy your life. It's like that's the lie that we're all being taught when we are younger. And my parents were awesome people, but they were excited that we were going to college, and it was like, so that was just a big goal. That for my age group, that was the way we were taught to survive and taught to live. And man, I was so frustrated because, like, dang, I wish I would have learned that I didn't have to do that 20 years ago, right?
I think
or 30 years ago.
All programmed to think that that's how we're supposed to live our lives.
Yeah.
That's why I created Label Free, is that we don't have to live by any. We all can take our own unique path, and so that's right. I love that you said that. I love that you said.
Yeah, and I love that you're doing that. So thank you, because that's really important that for people, I think, is just to understand that, we're not here just to serve somebody else and another and build whatever they're building.
Right.
You're here on this earth to help the world, right? And in my case, I want to impact the kingdom of God. So I want to do the right thing. And I want to, at the end of the day, when I meet my maker, I want him to say, well done, good and faithful servant. Right. And I've got a lot of work to do because I didn't live that way for a really, really long time. And so I'm really working hard to do the right things. One of the things that is unique about our product is we have an actual prayer guide that goes with it, because it's important that people use multiple senses. So what we do is we have them read that prayer guide out loud. So you're looking at it and you're reading every day. They have a different day. And so Monday through Sunday, we want you to read the intention and the prayer for that particular issue that you're having. And you read it out loud. So you're using your mouth, your eyes are reading it, and your ears hear yourself say it. Yeah. And then you combine that with the touch, and you're all of a sudden using 4 out of the 5 God-given senses to help you with your problem, right? So we're really trying to do this in a unique, holistic way. Yeah. To give your body what it needs to help with whatever issue it is that you have.
So let's just do one. I'm not going to say what day it is because of the release date.
Yeah, sounds good.
If someone gets this, okay, they're watching or listening to this episode on Label Free, and they're like, I'm interested. So they ordered the product. So I'm choosing an immune boost because why not? So you have to put the patch on first.
Yeah.
So
it helps to do that.
Okay, this is a pain one. Let's hold on. Let's find the right one. So I'm not in pain. I'm actually pretty good.
There you go. Good. I love that.
I'm good.
But everybody can use their immune boosters, right?
Yeah.
Especially with all these viruses they're purposely putting out in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And we can get into that too. We have the same philosophy on Big Pharma because I'm not with it.
I hear you.
I went down the bunny hole too during COVID, and I was like, I never liked the news. I always thought that there was something weird with like how they presented things on. My late husband would watch it all the time. He would watch, and I couldn't. It just was like, I can't watch this.
Right.
Here's the immune boost. This is what it looks like, guys. Anybody who's listening, you can go over to YouTube and check it out. So you take this, right?
Yep.
You've been putting it like on the back of your neck.
That's just where I put it. The cool thing about this is you can put it anywhere on your body because your body is all energy, and it connects to your entire energy system. So kind of like when you put your finger in electrified water, it doesn't matter where you put your finger; it's all electric, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you can put this patch on, and it's going to affect the entire body. Some people do like to put it on, if you're in pain, for example, they like to put it on the source of pain. But I think that, that's more of a mental thing, which mental is a big part of the battle. So, hey, if they want to put it on where it hurts, put it on where it hurts and believe it's going to help you. And guess what? It's going to help you.
Yeah.
All right. So keep
So I put the sticker on, and now I'm going to read one of the prayers or one of the scriptures. And the one I'm choosing is from Ephesians 5:20. And ye shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. Father, thank you for taking sickness away from me and my house and protecting me so I can live free free of fear. In Jesus' name, amen. So that just like that.
Amen. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
So now you have the patch,
Yep.
right? So that is connected to the energy system in your body, and you've declared it with your mouth.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be protected and healthy, and I confidently believe he's going to help you, right? And you declare it, and it can be. Right. So that's really, really important. And it's fun because we're transforming people's lives in the respect that, hey, my ultimate goal, maybe the Lord heals people, right? He does that. We know that for a fact. So I would love for him to heal everybody.
Yeah.
And if you ask for it, he can do it. So a lot of times people don't ask. And so,
Sure.
I want people to go do that. And then maybe that's just one little conduit that we here are providing people, is just that communication, right? Because it's not meant to be a secret to have a communication with him. So
I love it.
Start doing that.
What about people that maybe not are as spiritual or
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about this product is, it's going to help people regardless. So because it's really a physical thing. So you're putting a patch on, and it's connected. Those positive frequencies and intentions don't have to be a spiritual thing, right? So it literally is going to help you regardless of what your beliefs are. So it's still an amazing product. A lot of people believe in intentions, versus the Bible, which is totally fine, right? If that's what they believe, then and speak those positive intentions to your body. Maybe you don't say the prayer, but speak it out loud. Speak that intention out. I am going to feel better today. I'm not going to be in pain today. And you use the patch and you speak out that intention, and you're using those senses, right, that we talked about.
Yeah.
And you're using those multiple senses. It literally has a huge impact on the success of our products. So it's really, really exciting.
I love it. It's awesome. And also real quick, you're also a podcaster yourself.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I have got the podcast called I Am Pain Free.
Love it.
Be released here in just a few weeks. So depending upon when your episode gets actually live, it'll be probably a week or so after going live will be my introduction. I have a company helping me launch the podcast, and I'm really trying to help people. So I'm going to give out a lot of free content about how to live pain-free. And I'm creating a masterclass that's all about how to live pain-free, how to eat the right things. There's really good foods. There's essential oils. There's a lot of different natural ways to heal your body and then to relieve pain naturally. And obviously, if you want to use our quantum energy skin patches, you can do that. But this masterclass is more about just learning what pain is and how it affects your body and what are the sources of pain. Like inflammation is a big source of a lot of people's pain. But at the end of it, if you really look at inflammation is really important, right? It's important. Your body is inflamed for a reason, and that's kind of a protective defensive mechanism in your body. Yeah. And but what it turns into chronic is if it doesn't ever get solved, right? So you have to, when you are in pain and you are inflamed, then you need to help your body heal from that. And it's a lot of times people don't get healed from that, and then it becomes chronic. Then it happens month after month after month, after year after year after year, and then you have to go back and say, okay, let's relieve the pain. Use the patch to get you to where you're not in pain, and then your body can start healing. And then let's work on how to cure the inside of you, right? It's cure your gut first, right? Cure your core, get that working well, and then we'll start figuring out. Yeah, so it's so important. Stuff that I thought was crazy, right? I was like, hey, I want to eat my hamburger, and just leave me alone.
Where can people find you, connect with you, and learn more about QE Strong?
Sounds great. So QE Strong is simple. It's so QE stands for quantum energy, just so you understand why we did that. It's QE Strong, strong.com is our website. Okay. And then one of the things I wanted to mention is you can, by using label free as your coupon code. So when you check out, use label free as your coupon code, and you're going to get a 15% discount. Awesome. So that's a great way to help you. We want to help all the listeners to to get the product, just try it out. We think you'll really like it, and share it with your friends. And then also the podcast, I Am Pain Free. So simple, IamPainFree.com is going to be the website, and then that will be the podcast where you can find me. So two places.
Excellent. You guys, I'm going to put those links in the show notes, so don't hesitate to go follow his show on your favorite podcatcher and check out QE Strong. I put this patch on, and I'm going to be, my immunity is going to be boosted all day long.
That's right. Go out in the crowd, you go into the airport, throw that thing on there.
So don't hesitate to go click that link, go check out his products, and use the code LabelFree. Rob, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Yeah, just live your life healthy and naturally, right? So like we talked about, the gut is really important. And when I was running early on, I became a really successful runner. But I think one of the reasons why was because I read a book called Eat to Win. And that helped me understand early on that what you put in your body actually fuels your body. And what you put in your body not only fuels it, but it gives it the right nutrients to operate the way it should. And so many people, and there's so much bad stuff in our foods that people are not eating healthy, and they're not eating correctly. So your body's not performing correctly. Yeah. So if you can do that and you get your innards, your inside and your gut healthy, there's a lot of gut health recommendations that we can provide and help you with. That then when you get that going well, then your body starts healing itself. And what's better than healing yourself, right? So start there, and then if you need help while you're doing it, use our product or products like ours, and just be educated on helping your body get into a healing state. And a healing state is when it's not in stress, right? So get rid of those external stresses and cure your core, and you'll live a much more exciting life. You'll be able to play with the grandkids that you might not have been able to play with for a while, and you'll be excited. You'll be able to go take the dog for a walk and do things, stroll on the beach and all those fun things that we dream about doing. So, yes, love it. Rob, thank you so much for being an incredible guest, and I love what you're doing, and I'm a fan, so I just keep doing that, and I'm here to support you any way I can. Thank you very much. Yeah, God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.